What is going on, everybody? In this video I'm going to be going through my top 5 favorite aim training / warm-up maps in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Now these may not be particularly the best aim training / warm-up maps you can play. These are just the 5 I use and the 5 I think are the best. So without further ado, let's get right into the first aim training map in this list. Now the first map we'll be looking at is called Bot Training, and this was created by Zim. This is a very simple map where you can increase the number of bots you have, you can change if they have head armor or not, you can choose a variety of different weapons off the wall, but other than that, very simple. You have these bots coming from 4 different angles running towards you, and you can change the amount of bots using the plus and minus on the wall. It's a very simple map. I use this map usually around once a week just because it's quite easy to kill the bots. You could pretty much just hold down mouse button 1 and kill them all eventually. It will improve your small adjustment muscle memory, so making those small quick movements will definitely be improved if you play this map enough. But for long sudden reaction time inducing movements, it's not the one. The second map we'll be showcasing is called Warm Up AK-47 by Jaguar. Now this map is very simple. You're spawned into a quite popular 1v1 map, and you've got enemies either side of you in a free-for-all game mode where you can shoot either T or CT. There is a small platform in the center of the map that you can stand on, but if you would prefer to run around and try and strafe and shoot, you can do that as well. There's no restrictions in where you can go on this map. You can go on top of the balconies and shoot from distance. Nowhere is out of bounds, and this map overall is quite fun because the bots are never systematically moving in one direction. Unlike a few other aim training maps, you'll see the bots in this certain path and you kind of memorize that path, and it becomes a lot easier to actually shoot the bots because you know exactly where they're going. But for this map, the bots randomly move in any direction. There's no real pattern to their movements. The decals on the wall become more prominent as you shoot more enemies, and this sometimes can be distracting and misleading to where the enemy actually is. So there's a few commands that can help you out in removing these decals, or you can just turn off blood completely. I'm just using the clear decal command, so this simple command, you just put it in console and you should have all the blood removed off the walls. And you can even bind this command to one of your keys so that whenever you need to, you don't have to keep copying and pasting it into console, and you just can press this one button and you should be fine. I would usually jump on this map anytime I have internet issues and are unable to connect to a deathmatch server. I'd say this is one of the more realistic aim training maps, just because of the surface. It's also uneven and the way bots move around the map. But yeah, this is definitely a good map, and if you're looking to improve your AK-47 spray pattern or just aim in general, definitely have a look at this one. At spot number 3, we have probably the most well-known map on this list due to it being showcased by one of the best aimers in the world, Scream. You are placed in the center of a map where 8 bots rotate around your player while they try to move closer to where you're standing. You have the choice of strafing or standing still while the bots move around you. If you decide to strafe and improve your movement accuracy, I would recommend you turn God mode on because the bots are likely to knife you down to low HP. My main complaint about this map is that the bots are always rotating in the same pattern, whether it be from the left or right. They're both rotating to the front of your screen. So you're pretty much moving your crosshair from left to right, and you could even just leave your crosshair slightly to the left or right and just wait for the bots to run into your reticle. Now this makes this map less challenging than many people think. I find this map most effective when it's used for tracking the enemies rather than spraying them down. Now tracking and tapping is what I enjoy doing on this map, and that's what I recommend everyone else to do as well, because spraying them down is quite easy. You can just let them go in front of your reticle and hold down mouse button 1, and that's quite similar to all of these maps. To clarify what I mean by tracking, it's just tracing the enemy's head. If you've ever seen Cloud9 Shroud play, who I personally think is the best tracer of enemies in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, then you definitely know what I mean. My fourth map on the list is Aimbots by Mr. Yolytical. Now this map is the third top rated all-time map for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. The only two maps that are rated higher are, unsurprisingly, Dust2 Night and Crash's Crosshair Generator. This map is quite similar to the last, but unlike its predecessor, you can choose whether the bots are able to move, or you can leave them as static. I recommend at the beginning of every warm-up you start off slow, just to make sure that you're not overshooting your target and building bad muscle memory. This will help you become a more consistent aimer. After a minute or two you can then pick up the pace and move as fast as you like. I definitely recommend moving in this map. There is a lot of space in the center, so definitely try and move around as much as possible without decreasing your accuracy. You can simply do this by counter-strafing. In this map, like many others, there are a selection of guns you can choose from. Right now I'm using the Desert Eagle and an AK-47 because I believe the AK-47 is one of the best guns in the game, and the Desert Eagle is quite challenging but also is a one-shot kill to the head, so getting good with the Desert Eagle is quite important in competitive matches. The Desert Eagle is considered one of the best force bioweapons and can make or break an after pistol win. Above the spawn of the map there are 4 different hierarchical looking buttons that determine how many areas are blocked off and the distance the bots are away from the center of the map. I jump on this map nearly every day because it's a really good tool to build your muscle memory and it's a lot of fun. Or just keep consistent at where you are now. We are finally arriving at my 5th and last map choice. But before that, I have a few honorable mentions that I would like to, well, mention. Now, I'm sure many of you have already seen or heard of this map due to it being publicized by big CSGO YouTubers. These set of maps have you up against bots that are in common pre-fire spots in Dust2, Cache, and Mirage. The main reason why it didn't make the list is because it was poorly optimized, making frame rates drop consistently throughout playthrough. I have an Intel Core i7-4770K, so anyone that has a better CPU than that should be getting more than 100 frames per second. This is because CSGO is CPU intensive. The honorable mention may be by the same creator, but it is 3 different maps, so I really didn't lie about the several maps that I will be mentioning, which I did not really show footage of, but I did say that there's 3 of them. So just believe me, take my word, and let's continue. Now this last map is probably the best out of all the maps showcased today. What it does is you enter in your Counter-Strike Global Offensive aim with your mouse DPI, and it translates it to a web browser environment on a 2D scale. Now this is quite fun, the storyline is gripping, and it will definitely improve your muscle memory if you play it enough. To be perfectly honest with you, I only had 4 favorite aim training maps, so I had to go down in the workshop and find a new map to play, and I found this really awesome map. It's called Training Situations by Zool. This map is a custom co-op map you may remember from some of the operations where you could play co-op maps with your friends. This is designed for that purpose, but can also be used as a training map like I'm doing right now. It's a 1v5 situation with bots. You can change the difficulty by selecting the rank. The higher the rank, the harder the bots. If you are playing this map by yourself, I recommend selecting any rank under LE, just because anything higher than that, you start to feel like you're getting cheated and the bots just start wall hacking to the max. So definitely try to stick under LE. If that's too easy for you, then you should probably just, go pro, and we'll see you at LAN. But that's going to be it, everybody. I really appreciate you all for watching all the way through to the end of this video. If you did enjoy, leave a like, and again, the maps are in the description. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.